Okay, I think it's recording. Yeah, we're good to go. So, hey everyone, it's Whitney, and welcome back to Spastic Chatter. Uh, if you didn't know, Spastic Chatter is a podcast that I host weekly for individuals in the cerebral palsy community. Um, and it kind of features the people's stories. And for my guest this week, I have Hilary Garrett. She is Miss Wheelchair Kansas 2020. And Hilary and I have been Facebook friends for a long time, like 3 or 4 years, I think.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Yeah, so we're gonna talk about the organization of Miss Wheelchair Kansas and Miss Wheelchair America, uh, so I'll let Hilary go ahead and do her little intro about herself, and then we'll get into the topics. So take it away, Hilary.
Well, thanks for having me, Whitney. And as Whitney said, I'm Hilary, and I'm a senior this year at K-State University. I'm studying public relations, communications, hoping to do some stuff in PR. I've lived with CP for the past 28 years. It's definitely been a struggle, a little bit of a challenge, but I really do enjoy my life, and hoping to achieve some pretty unique goals here in my life. My ultimate overall goal in life would be to start my own foundation, to be an encouragement to others as they start their college journey, because that was a challenge for me, and that's just kind of a resource I feel I could offer to other people, especially in the younger generation.
Cool. Well, let's get started talking about Miss Wheelchair Kansas. So, just to have a brief overview of the whole pageant itself, like the Miss Wheelchair Kansas and Miss Wheelchair America and all that stuff. Each state has its own pageant, correct?
There are organizations in, I believe we're covered in at least 38 states. I may have that wrong, but there's not one in every single state yet.
Oh yeah, but it's almost every state.
Yes, almost every state.
And Miss Wheelchair, the pageants aren't like your normal beauty pageants, correct?
It is definitely not a normal beauty pageant. It is more about advocacy and who can represent the state well while representing those who have disabilities. And kind of the goal is to just serve as a role model, not only for your state, but for the disability community as a whole, and just represent those people well through this organization, and talk about something that you're passionate about through advocacy. So that's how that works.
Cool. So it's to educate and to advocate for other people with disabilities.
Yes, that is our goal.
Maybe do a little motivation.
Motivational speaking occasionally happens, yes.
Yeah. Yes. And what made you want to compete?
Well, honestly, I didn't really know anything about it. I use a Three Rivers independent living service that provides some of my personal care needs, and my case manager for that organization knew how passionate I was about advocating for others and just educating the world about the challenges I face. And so she just kind of put this opportunity in front of me, explained what it was, and told me that I should apply, and I went for it.
Yeah, that's cool. A little note that's kind of funny is I've been following the Miss Wheelchair America organization since I was like in high school, and like I always wanted to do it, and then I got old enough to do it, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. Like, I'm not like even though it's not like based on like beauty, I'm like, I'm not the pageant girl material, like wearing the crown and sash. I was like, I don't know, but that's just me being. But yeah, so I followed it for years, like wanting to do it. So can you talk about what your platform is? Like, didn't you have to like come up with the platform before, like when you applied and stuff?
You do have to come up with a platform. So sort of the process is basically you apply to be a part of your state competition first, and once you've been approved through whoever's the head of your particular organization, then you create a speech or a platform, something that you're passionate about, and that will be the thing that if you're chosen, like I was, you use to advocate throughout the year. And for me, my speech or platform, I guess you could call it, was about advocating for yourself and finding your voice and just really understanding that people with disabilities have to find power within themselves and find I guess a willingness to advocate for what they need, so then eventually you can begin to also advocate for others as well. So it's really, for me, about finding your voice and the power of self-advocation.
Yeah, and that goes for the disabled community, and it goes for everyone, really. Like, everyone needs to find their voice to advocate for themselves.
Right.
Yeah. So can you talk about the overall experience, like from meeting all the girls to like the actual pageant? Like, were you nervous getting up there, like giving your speech?
Here's the crazy thing about all of this. When I initially agreed to do this, I thought there's got to be at least 20 girls I'm competing against, so there's no way I'm going to win. I got there and I was competing against one other person.
Really?
So I had a 50-50 shot the whole time I was doing this, and I just thought, that is so crazy. I actually have a chance to represent my state and be a part of something pretty unique with this competition, and I did not see that coming. So it was a really, really great experience after getting over the shock of realizing that it was down to me and one other person, and I got the chance to enjoy a great weekend listening to the previous title holder. Her name is Andrea Romero, talk about her year and what she did to advocate and her topic and just kind of how she spent her year. And then we just had different activities that we all did together. There's also a Little Miss Wheelchair Kansas competition. So they choose a girl between the ages of 7 and 12 that I will have the opportunity to mentor as well. This year, her name is Isabel Einwich, and I will be working with her throughout our time together to advocate and encourage not only people in my situation, but also the younger generation as well.
That's awesome. So so you weren't really nervous giving your you weren't really nervous getting up there and giving your speech? Because
I mean, maybe a little bit, but I'm one of those people, I've always loved public speaking.
Yeah.
It freaks a lot of people out, but I'm one of those people, stick me in front of a crowd and let me talk to them for a few minutes.
I'm very weird. Stick me in front of a crowd, and I have no problem talking, but like one-on-one that's like in person, then I get a little bit like.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to have a one-on-one conversation, especially like when you don't really know someone. It's hard to keep talking and trying to find out more about them. But you stick me in front of a crowd and give me something I'm passionate about, and I'm good to go.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's
this
how I
was
am. That's
this
how
was
I am
right
too.
up my alley.
So, how do you think it's gonna change when you go to the actual, when you go to the actual, uh, like the Miss World America pageant? Like, do you think you're gonna get more Do you think you're gonna get more nervous, or like because it's gonna be more people, or?
I definitely think the nerves might be a little bit higher, but I'm really fortunate in that I get a little bit of extra time to prepare because of all of the craziness in our world right now going on with the coronavirus. We are not going to hold a national competition this year. So they have asked me to extend my reign, and I will be known as Miss Wheelchair Kansas 20 and 21. So I will go to nationals in 2021. So I get some extra
Oh,
time to really
that's really
perfect
cool.
things.
Yeah, you get some extra time to like I get you get to sit with the idea that, and you get to grow and like mature, if that makes sense. So,
Yes, definitely. So
yeah,
I'm really excited about that.
that's cool. So what are some of your goals for like for 2020 and 2021, like for Miss Walter Kansas?
I really hope to just continue to reach a lot of people and to use this platform of finding your voice and being bold in pretty much everything that you do to just reach other people with disabilities, particularly the younger generation, just because I feel like um, I struggled to find my voice, and I really want the younger generation to have those tools sooner than I did so that they have less hurdles to sort of go through, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. So don't you have to? I kind of did some research, and like I said, I've been following the Miss Walter America for years. Don't you have like not a quota for like how many events you do, but don't you have to do several events throughout your reign?
Yeah, there is a certain amount of work you are required to do. Typically, it's usually 2 events every month, and one of those events is usually with your little miss as well, just so that the two of you are together. But things have kind of changed and shifted due to
Yeah,
everything going on with the coronavirus right
it's
now, so
all
I
just
don't necessarily know what they're going to request me to do.
like
I've
it's
mostly
like
been doing a
virtual
lot of
stuff.
stuff on my own
Yeah,
um, through my through social media and my YouTube channel. I also have a channel, and I also have a Miss Wheelchair Kansas page on Facebook where
yeah,
people can follow my reign over the next 2 years.
yeah,
So I'm really using social media right now, given everything that's going on with the coronavirus, to sort of um, present my platform and go from there. But as soon as all of this calms down, hopefully I'll definitely be able to get out into the community and do some speaking engagements.
yeah. So I will link all of your stuff in the bottom in the description, like your Miss Walter Kansas and all of that stuff. Um, so I lost my train of thought. So yeah, and this is a shout out for anybody in Kansas that wants Hilary to come speak. Virtual or virtual for now.
Definitely virtual for now,
Yeah,
but looking forward to eventually getting out into the community as well. So
exactly. So you were you were you're a college student. You're saying that are you a senior this year?
yes, I'm a senior at K-State, so hopefully I'll be done here pretty shortly.
Yeah, and then you're majoring in public relations, like
Yeah,
journalism.
journalism, public relations, those kinds of things. Yeah, I don't know what I want to do with it yet. Um, like I said earlier in my introduction, my ultimate life goal would be to create a foundation I'd like to call Hilary's Wheels of Hope to sort of help people who are looking to go to college, because I feel like I had to learn all of that on my own and just kind of learn as I went and figure out what
Yeah,
worked for me. And I want to provide some of the resources I wish I had before jumping into going to college on my own to a younger generation so that they feel more confident and more willing to take something on like going to a university.
Yeah, that's a really good goal, and it's a really important goal because not everybody with a disability like thinks they can go to college, and if it's it's a very daunting experience. Like I know I had some I struggled with like self-doubt and everything like that. So that's a very good uh, goal and organization to create. So going back to the pageant, since do you have any advice for any girls that want to uh, be in the Miss Wheelchair America pageant for their state? Or
I would definitely say, just for starters, just do your own research and figure out whether or not your state actually has an organization, because as we said earlier, not all states are represented right now.
yeah,
So start by finding out what your state does, and then if your state doesn't have an organization yet, you would probably need to look into what it would take to become an independent delegate and then start the organization within your state. I think the biggest thing, though, that you need to be aware of and ready to do is just know that you're going to have to allow vulnerability to occur when you're in this process, because you're sharing something that you're passionate about, and obviously it's something that matters to you and you've experienced, so you're going to have to allow some vulnerability in that. I think that was something that I really had to understand and come to grasp, that being vulnerable is okay, and that it also lets other people see, hey, she's just like me and we've sort of encountered similar situations. So
yeah,
just be open to being vulnerable, I think, is the biggest thing I would offer people.
that's very good, and that's very good advice because, like I said, I've been following it for years, and I've been going back and forth whether or not I should be a contestant, uh, and yeah, so that's mainly one of the when I was younger. That was I definitely would have needed to hear that advice. Let's just put it that way. Um, so do you have any other uh thing you want to add? Any topics that we didn't discuss?
Um, I think we pretty much covered everything that's gonna happen with this organization and the opportunities I've had. You can follow me on pretty much every social media platform. I'm sure, as Whitney said, she'll link things in the bio. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube, so you can check out my
Yeah.
channel as well. Right now, I will be posting a lot of videos for Miss Wheelchair through my YouTube channel, since we can't do things in the community. So definitely check those out as well.
Awesome. And maybe if you get Miss Wheelchair America, we might be talking to next Miss Wheelchair America 2020. Would it be 2022 or?
It would be 2022, yes.
Yeah, so we might be talking to the next Miss Wheelchair America 2022. And if that happens, then we might have to have you back on in 2022.
I would definitely enjoy that.
Yeah, exactly. So, just to close out, I will have all of thanks Hilary for being a part of Spastic Chatter. I will have all of her links in the description below, and I will put the link to the original Miss Wheelchair America website so you can check and see if your state has a pageant. Um, and as always, if you're interested in being a guest on Spastic Chatter. There will be an email address in the description below, or you can leave a comment on this video. And thanks, everyone. Bye.